Let me see if Reynad's stream is on, or Xixo. Okay, so I need to see when they start. Yeah, so I guess I should just type in chat because it's delay. Oh, okay, it started. Alright, well, let's see. Mage against Druid. Okay, so Reynad's playing the good old Mech Warper, Mech Mage, with Mirror Entity, so this should be a good matchup for Mech Mage if it's mid-range. If it's a Ramp Druid, though, I think it's significantly worse. So, about to see what Xixo is playing. It's kind of weird that he didn't coin anything. I guess it makes sense. Huh. Okay, so Reynad actually just goes ahead and plays quick Mirror Entity. Doesn't actually play his minions. I guess it makes sense because he wants to get a big Mech Warper chain, so you can kind of save it for later on. I guess it's like a risk here when you take this line, because if Xixo doesn't have a 4-drop and just has to like wall growth pass, then he kind of, you know, loses a lot of tempo. Works out okay for him though. Does copy the Keeper. Not exactly the greatest card to copy, but it's not bad. The worst is like Zombie Chow. Opens himself up to MC Tech, but this is definitely not a situation where you play around MC Tech, I think. You should just go for it as Mech Mage. Unless you're farther ahead in the late game. So, none of his minions are really weak to this Keeper here. He'll have to like Keeper plus Hero Power. Really needs a swipe here. Without a swipe, he can actually take out not much. I guess just one guy. And my stream should be going live right now. Alright, so Blast Mage. This is going to be sick. I definitely think you should go for it. You should kill a Keeper and then Blast Mage. Like, there's almost nothing else to consider here, right? Like, basically, if you kill the Shade, you just win the game. I guess it's okay to trade like this. You still have another mech. You don't really need the mech for perfect now when you have 5 mana, but again, you play around swipe more this way. I think Reynad needs to think about whether Xixo has swipe. Like, he could have swiped last turn, but the Wrath plus Shade might have been a stronger move than swipe anyway, so I guess this should be better, because you can't guarantee there's no swipe. Okay, Rag here. It's pretty good for Xixo, but honestly, unless it hits this, it should be okay. Like, you definitely ignore Rag. Like, Rag doesn't do that much. It's like so random. You have small minions as well. Plus, if you kill a Rag, there's almost no way you're winning. So there's not even that much to think about. Just go face here. Unfortunately, I only see Reynad's perspective. There's no way for one spectator to see both. Okay. Does get swiped. It's good for him to play around the swipe. It looks like Xixo is not a Ramp Druid. Ramp Druids probably won't play Ragnaros. It's more like a mid-range double combo. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So no lethal yet. I believe you should just use your Rolling Blades for more damage here. Like, if you get Archmage, you'll probably win anyways. Even with just the cloak, so I mean, he's a little bit off lethal, I think 1 or 2. 4, 10, 13. So he's 1 off lethal. I don't think you use your Frostbolt here though, unless you're scared of the hero power, like combo with the hero power. It's too far off and it's not lethal anyways. Alright, Reynad takes game 1. Magic Amy just subscribed. Thanks for subbing. Welcome to the StrifeCro. Crowfist. On a delay. 5 minutes later. Alright, let's try to... I'm expecting these games just like fire off instantly in this Grudge match. Okay, game 2. Okay, Rogue. I actually don't know who's ahead in this matchup. It's like confusing.
You asked for it.
Like, Rogue is super good against a lot of mid-range decks like Paladin, but Mech Mage is like more aggro. Against Rogue, you either want to just like be really aggro, like Face Hunter or kind of Mech Mage, right? Or go really control-y, like with a lot of heal bots and armor. Like Control Warriors, pretty much the weakest matchup you can get as Rogue. Also, when I was playing like Grinder Mage, that was kind of good as well because you have enough healing. Wait, you can spectate 2 people? Oh, at once? I did not know that. Okay, let me Skype Xixo and try to get him to add me. So I need to delete someone. Alright, delete iHeartHeartHeartHeartHeartHeartHeartHeartHeartHeartHeartHeartHeartHeartHeartHeartHeartHeartHeartHeartHeartHeartHeartHeartHeartHeartHeartHeartHeartHeartHeartHeartHeartHeartHeartHeartHeartHeartHeartHeartHeartHeartHeartHeartHeartHeartHeartHeartHeartHeartHeartHeartHeartHeartHeartHeartHeartHeartHeartHeartHeartHeartHeartHeartHeartHeartHeartHeartHeartHeartHeartHeartHeartHeartHeartHeartHeartHeartHeartHeartHeartHeartHeartHeartHeartHeartHeartHeartHeartHeartHeartHeartHeartHeartHeartHear Alright, so Black Knight, interesting. It's probably a dead card against Rogue, but makes the deck a lot better against some matchups. Oh, actually interesting, Water Elemental as well. I don't know. So I guess this is a slower mech mage. Slower is not good against a rogue, but then it's like you also have the powered water elemental, which is good. I'd say it's probably worse than normal mech mage against rogue though. So this game's actually looking pretty good for Xixo because of the sap here. Bot teacher is pretty much the scariest, kind of like the scariest thing for you.
This guy's toast.
Especially if you combine it with prep. It's like one of the ways that you lose this matchup, and you lose it really badly. Like if they go Bot teacher and just prep fan and just get a whole bunch of 1/1s, even if like their hand is like nothing at that point, you'll never really make a comeback on tempo. So okay. Okay, so Xixo takes a huge board lead. So yeah, I mean, Xixo's hand is not like so much in tatters that he'll lose just from playing kind of inefficiently, right? Like an early sap or like a. I guess he didn't really prep anything, but it's kind of a really interesting rogue with Shredder. So it could be like more minion heavy. Kind of expecting Dr. Boom as well if he's using Shredder. Like you either go like maybe like double oil, like really face like weapon style, but if you're using Shredder, there's no point using Shredder and not using Dr. Boom, so. Okay. So like Xixo did add me. Trying to facilitate this right now. Haven't seen people on a wall. Okay, Reynad picks up Dr. Boom. What was Xixo's turns? Sprint. Okay, so not the best turn 7, but that should be a good enough turn 7 for him to lock down the game. Reynad doesn't actually have burn right now. Okay, so looks like a lot of this game depends whether Xixo can kill Reynad because he's 7 points away from lethal. With his weapon frozen, it's actually kind of hard, even if he just sprinted. But if he can't, then he'll have to kill the Dr. Boom. I don't think it's hopeless for Xixo, even if he can't kill. Because he can actually trade for the Dr. Boom fairly efficiently just with these two. Especially if he has like an eviscerate where you can just attack here and eviscerate. Because, 3-1's really good at creature trading. It's very likely though that he does have some kind of like weapon in Blade Flurry and the Water Elemental's kind of ruining his day. You can still Blade Flurry for something though, even if you can't attack. Oh, okay. So Sap is a good way to deal with this. It's like, since this is shaping up to be the last turn for both players, then, it doesn't really matter for the Dr. Boom next turn. In fact, Dr. Boom is not even playable this turn anymore, since Reynad will just be dead if he plays Dr. Boom now. He might not have a choice, though. Oh, that's how it works. Okay, we see both players' cards now. But this is actually pretty confusing for me, since I don't know what's going on here. Okay, so we see Shredder, pretty minion heavy deck. Okay, so Xixo takes game 2 off of Rogue. A minion heavy creature Rogue. That's pretty cool. Haven't seen any oils yet or blade flurries, but I'm sure he has some kind of like, I don't think this is like a pure creature Rogue. I would expect at least one blade flurry and at least, I don't know, maybe one oil as well. Okay, let me remove my deck list. Okay, so we go back into game 3 now. Reynad's playing, I'm assuming this is a double combo mid-range. I mean, these cards could be used in ramp, but actually I don't know. It's normally you'd rather play mid-range against Rogue, like the Tinkeroil one, because if you go really big and go Ancient of War, you give him too much time to combo, and Blade Flurry can clear your big taunters anyways. But this is a more minion heavy Rogue, so it might actually be weaker to Ancient of Wars. See, I'm not sure, you know. I'm just basing this off of Reynad will pick the deck that's strongest against Xixo, right? So he wouldn't pick a deck that's bad, I guess. Turn 1 rope and ropes out. Wait, that's Xixo roping. Xixo does rope turn 1 for. I'm guessing this is for BM value. Try to put your opponent on tilt. I think that's a good strategy. The only thing is, like, if you are going for this strategy, you should probably end your turn right before your rope burns out, because then you can rope again turn 2. If you actually like let your rope burn out, you can't rope next turn. You don't have the as much of a tilt value that way. So Xixo doesn't actually have that much to do here. I guess he's just eviscerating this guy. It's like his best move still. I mean, eviscerate for 2 isn't bad here, because BGH wasn't a great turn 3 for Reynad, right? So, like, you're still trading 2 mana to remove a 3 mana minion, kind of, because you're wasting a mana, but should be okay. Okay, a lot of this game is gonna be dependent on whether Xixo can take a minion lead with 2 saps, because if he can actually take a minion lead, then he can pretty much just sap everything, or at least like 2 turns, right? 2 turns with like 8 power on board ahead is pretty much like GG. So, but yeah, this is good for Reynad though, because it might be hard for him to get that going. If you force the saps right now compared to later, it's a lot more reasonable for you. It's only a 4/4 as well. Xixo actually could have chose to like prep sap this. Actually, no, this guy was. He could have chose a prep into this guy into 6/6. I can see that being a reasonable play, actually, because 6/6 is still safe against Big Game Hunter. Would have traded for this minion as well. I guess it just depends how much he values the prep, because you'd be prepping nothing, but you know, you can, I don't know, like a 0 mana card for +2/+2, it's not exactly bad either. Like Mark the Wild is similar to that. Okay, so Xixo gets a good Blade Flurry. The prep here is very useful because it allows him to take the tempo here. So this game's actually looking really good for Xixo. I'd say Xixo's all in though, but he's all in with a very good chance of winning because, yeah, this is pretty much it, right? But oh, that makes it tough. I still think you have to sap this guy. Just save your Gadgetzan for later. Pushing 9 damage with the dagger. Reynad just really needs to deal with this board and he'll win. Maybe. Actually, I'm not sure anymore because Gadgetzan is exactly what you want if you're out of cards. If you can, like, draw a spell, then you can, you know... Basically, Reynad has a card advantage, but he's kind of dying on tempo. This Gadgetzan might actually give Xixo the late game he needs if he gets some cheap spells and like goes miracle mode. Prep. That's pretty good. Especially prep into perfect spell. We'll see what it gets. Earthen Ring, not good enough. But, you know, Gadgetzan's still a 4-4 here. It's not like, because Xixo is kind of just going all in, it's still a minion here, so it's not the worst. Okay, so I'm assuming you kill it, not silence. Hopefully you get a 1 power minion, 1 life minion. Looks like Xixo's out of steam. This is a situation where you'd rather kill your own Blood Mage on the, like, immediately so you can cycle it, but you can't. So... looks like Reynad will stabilize with Ancient of Lore here, I believe. You can actually... this is definitely you have to think about a turn a lot. Because Ancient of Lore you can't... you know, it's not as powerful as Dr. Boom. I guess it depends how greedy he wants to go. I'd say with Xixo having only 1 card next turn, I guess 2 with the Blood Mage. Boom is kind of risky. Yeah, I do think you need to heal. Because you'll die to like 1 Eviscerate if you don't heal. Right, you get 8 and then leave up 4. So yeah, 1 Eviscerate would kill you. A lot of things would kill you. Phantom Knives is actually perfect here because it cycles. It's like a free card in a way. Those top decks are really good because Xixo was actually able to spend 10 mana around. Like the Drake was actually even more useful than the Phantom Knives. Picks up first Savage Roar. It's going to be really powerful with the Boom. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 damage if you count both agents. Okay, so it looks like Xixo's going to just kill the Dr. Boom with backstab double SI agent, I believe. You can make a case of just like going super ham and just both to the face, but you're probably going to die like that if you leave up the Dr. Boom. There's no reason to like for Xixo to force this into being the last turn, right? Because if you went all face, he has a good chance of dying. And this way, he still has all these SI agents on the battlefield, so it's not actually like he needs to survive another turn to get value from these minions. It makes sense. Okay. So let's go ahead and put the score up on my stream. Add another text. Let's make this epic. Okay. It's gonna be right here. It's 1-1 right now. Tinker Oil, no combo, unfortunately. At this point, you just got it all in. Can't really trade both your weapon, your 1 charge, and this. Would be lethal to that. Does actually, you know, kind of sick for 6-0 because that is combo, but I mean, it's sick that you died combo, but it's not actually a decision, so. Oh. Okay. Let's. Wait, are they in another game? That's confusing. How is Xixo just inviting me to spectate a game? Anyways, Reynad has to. Oh, he's just dead. I guess that makes sense. So this game's actually over. I don't know why it's still here. Let's go to the next game. So Xixo takes it 2-1. So far, I don't know how best of what this is. Oh, that was actually the same game. They didn't start game 3 yet. Game 4. I'm assuming in a Grudge match you want a decent amount of games. Probably best of 7. First to 4 wins is my guess. Okay, so let's watch the next game from Xixo's perspective, kind of. Okay, Rogue versus Rogue. I think generally favors the one with more burn and less minions, kind of. Because minions are easy to kill for other rogues. They're really good at removing stuff. Whereas like things like Tinker Royal and is harder to deal with. Xixo does have a super good hand. He has 2 4-drops that he can coin out one after another. Reynad, on the other hand, is pretty much just going to go for it. 6-6 here. This is killable. Oh, sap. I don't know if you sap here or just kill it some other way. I mean, you have some options. If you go Blood Mage, Coin Eviscerate, attack, you can kill it. You can actually do Deadly Poison, Eviscerate as well. Since this is kind of early, it's harder to burn saps early, but again, like sapping a 3-drop is bad here, but Van Cleef is kind of a special 3-drop, right? Where if you sap it, it's not just replayable. Like you have to dedicate a lot to playing a Van Cleef because of the combo. So I think I agree with this sap decision here. If it was just any other 3-drop, you don't want to do this early game. But it's because, you know, it's not exactly a 3-drop, quote unquote. Okay, so Reynad takes the board lead. This is perfect top deck here. This allows you to play Violet Teacher and I don't know. I mean, you can Violet Teacher backstab. This is just not a great backstab target. Maybe it's gonna just Shredder instead. It's kind of a tough decision. I actually prefer Shredder here. If you think a little bit ahead on turn 5, because your teacher's probably going to die in 1 turn. The problem is Shredder dies to the dagger, but it still comes out as something. If you wait 1 more turn, you can go Violet Teacher and make a whole bunch of dudes. Because you have so you can go Violet Teacher, Coin Eviscerate, Backstab. I don't know. There's like a lot of things you can do. Even something like Violet Teacher, Coin, Blood Mage, Backstab for 3. I guess it's not that easy of a decision because you have to assume that making a whole bunch of 1/1s can get Phantom Knives as well. So sap here. Probably going to replay the Van Cleef with the combo. It's going to work out pretty well for Xixo as well. Because you can go Violet Teacher, Coin, Eviscerate. 2 backstabs. Yeah, so the decision here is whether you want to use a backstab on the Novice Engineer. I'd say, I'm actually willing to say no at this point. You have 2 backstabs though. It's really tempting to use one, but it seems like the novice doesn't hit really that many breakpoints. I guess like novice plus eviscerate, but there's a dagger here anyways. I guess another thing to watch out for is like the oil. It's like another minion. So, I mean, it's much easier to talk about it in spectator mode since I can see both players' hands. It's much harder from the player's perspective. Cycle just subscribed. Thanks for subbing. Welcome to the StrifeCro. Here's a delay Crowfist 5 minutes from now. Okay, Violet Teacher gets left up, but it's a low threat turn, so you know it's not going to go out of control. Yeah, so this is the easy turn here. I guess the only thing considers whether you pre-play the Blood Mage or make the dagger here. I definitely think it's better to make the dagger. Like you can save this for a spell, and you always want to like pre-equip the dagger if you can in Rogue, because it's just like that's just kind of how Rogue plays. Like you always want to give yourself the option of doing dagger moves like Deadly Poison, Tinker Oil, Blade Flurry, things like that. Nat Pagel, I don't know if it's good or bad. I guess it's okay. Depends with whether you draw a card. So I guess it's not good if you don't get the card. Okay, so I'm assuming this turn is going to be a big Van Cleef here. The Dr. Boom can be killed. I think it's pretty hard though. So I guess I have to do some math here. This is 1 damage, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you can actually kill Boom here if you're willing to take the 7 damage. And you can actually play all 4 of these cards. I don't think you can Blood Mage because then you can't play Van Cleef. So the order should probably be Backstab first, then Deadly Poison, then Fan. So you have the least amount of chance of losing your Apprentice. Actually, you should just attack with this Apprentice after the Backstab. I guess, yeah, so I guess that's what's happening. Oh. Oh, never mind. I thought he was trading for some reason. Like, trading his Violet Teacher for it. I'm assuming that he actually managed to play this turn. It's just Spectre mode's a little bit laggy. So yeah, this is the turn. Super big tempo turn for Xixo, but he takes a lot of damage. Reynad at this point seems pretty screwed. Unless you top deck something really good, not the Mystic. I mean, you can sap, but you're so far behind now. Oh, no, it's actually... That looked really bad, but he actually kind of turned this board around, actually. Okay, so no Nat Pagel again. Tinker Oil, is that lethal? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So off by 5. Depends how likely you're going to die to this board. Unfortunately for Xixo, you can't proc this without dropping a minion first. The ideal way to proc Tinker Oil is to not play a minion first, because if you play a minion, you can get unlucky if the Tinker Oil, you know, buffs the minion you play. You want to attack with the minion right away. I'm assuming Xixo is going to try to trade his minion, like, if... I'm assuming that basically he's going to kill the Drake and not all in, because it doesn't seem like he has to go all in here. I think it's pretty risky leading up 7, maybe 8 if you count the dagger with spell power. He doesn't know that Reynad has a Mystic. Like, yeah, I don't think this is a situation where Xixo feels like he can't win if he trades 1 minion. I guess it depends on the breakpoints. 3, 4, 5, 11. So he definitely wins next turn if he goes all in, but yeah, okay. So he does trade off 1. Just gonna go face here. I mean, I guess you can even not go face and just hold your weapon. I don't think that... I guess if you have Blade Flurry, you can think about not attacking, because you can Blade Flurry after.
The light does not discriminate.
Prep is not what... Oh, wow. It's bad. So, guess you're just going to prep here to buff Edwin Van Cleef. There's another situation you'd rather Suicide Blood Mage, but this is definitely an all-in. There's no point in trading these two and your dagger for the Mystic, because it's not any safer. You're taking the 4 damage anyways. If you kill the last minion, it's safer because, like, Tinker Oil, but... So, Eviscerate, no combo, should not be lethal here. 7, 8, 9, 10. Looks like Reynad's dead. I guess what he was going to do is Eviscerate the Van Cleef plus trade. This is the only way of, like, not being dead on board. But it's not looking good because it doesn't seem like either of these decks really run healing. Maybe like an Earthen Ring. It's not like a large source of healing like Healbot. So you're going to die if you kill this Van Cleef in, what, pretty much 2 turns or 1 turn anyways. Like, even if Xixo doesn't top deck anything. But, I mean, you have to do it if you don't want to leave the game. What are we thinking about? I guess thinking about whether he wants to trade the Teacher for a 1-1. I definitely think you shouldn't kill a Blood Mage, because any spell will kill you anyways. So the spell damage doesn't matter. But, you know, Xixo's going to make the trade himself if he doesn't top deck. So if you are going to trade, you should trade for the Apprentice and not the Blood Mage. I'm pretty sure about this. I think you should go face, though. Not trade at all. Oh, wow. So, yeah, I don't know. That seems like the wrong one to hit. Right? Because at this point, you're not scared of spell power, but you're scared of the draw. I mean, looking back at it, he would have died, but, like, I don't know. Like, now it dies anyways. It's like, he's more likely to die to another card than... Because he effectively lets Xixo's Blood Mage attack him and draw a card. Because if Xixo had to cycle his Blood Mage, he had to attack the minion. So that way Reynad doesn't take that extra 1 damage. Anyways, Xixo is up 3-1 now. I don't know if that's the series or... Let's update it though. Looks like they're still in the menu, so maybe one more game. If Xixo wins. Warlock's his last deck. Let's see if it's Handlock or Zoo. It looks like it's Handlock. Wait, okay, so this is a combo Warlock actually. I guess since we haven't seen any Blade Flurries from Xixo, or I guess like too much dedication to weapons, it's probably a decent matchup for Warlock. Reynad's actually using Kez and Mystic in like all his decks. Or at least 2 of his decks. You can sprint on turn 4. I think you'd probably rather play Teacher anyways. So we do see a Blade Flurry. I don't know, like, the more heavy weapon emphasis you are, the better, I think, for you as a rogue in this matchup.
I've got the beast in my sights.
Like, normally I think double oil rogue is ahead of Warlock. Okay, so we do at least see 1 oil here. That's good. I guess, like, what I'm talking about doesn't really make sense, because the reason why oil rogue is so good against Handlock is because of Molten Giants. Like, they can't really go low and stabilize, because you can just Blade Flurry for 8 and pretty much both kill them and the Giants. But this is not a Molten Giant deck to begin with, so I don't know. I guess this is just like a Warlock control deck with combo. Weapons are good there too, because for a control deck running a lot of removal, like Hellfire, Shadow Flame, and stuff like that, they can't Shadow Flame, Hellfire your dagger, so... Okay. So this guy. I was thinking it was weird to not play spells, but he had a prep, so he's gonna play spells anyways. Does get to develop a major board here that's not really easily AoE'd down. Like Hellfire isn't that great unless you have Mortal Coil. Does he have Mortal Coil? Yeah, so I guess it's gonna be Hellfire, Mortal Coil, unless he has something better. Nothing better. It's not gonna kill a teacher though, which is unfortunate because teacher allows you to kind of refill your board after the AoE. Oh, okay, that makes sense. I didn't even know you could do that. Never seen this card before. It's like, I was like looking, does he have anything better? And I'm like, nope. All right, well, no Gadgetzan coming down here. That'd be crazy. Think you want a Tinker Royal Blood Mage, but the problem is you don't want to buff for Blood Mage. That's like always the dilemma here. I wonder if Xixo like knows Reynad's deck or knows what he's playing against. I guess after seeing Demon Heart, you should get a good idea, because if you're playing against like Molten Giants, you might not want to just like, you know, you have to play around them to some extent, but I think Xixo should know that there's no Molten Giants after this card, so yeah, you just go for it. You don't want to buff this guy, but I mean, you know, it's still better to just go for it than not, right? Like, it's still better to do that than to play the oil first, then the Blood Mage. Okay, Reynad's at 8 life with burn as well. Blade Flurry can get through taunts. I guess it doesn't matter because there's no taunts anyways. Okay, so I don't know. It's hard Hellfire here because Thinner's dead. I think Grant's gonna try to top deck into something with Mortal Coil. I don't know what it's in his deck or what he can get, or even what Warlock can do here. Like, what can you even get? He already has a heal bot, but it's not useful because there's more than 8 power anyways on board, so you're not really doing yourself any favors by healing for 8 and leaving up 10 power on board. It just gets worse and worse for you. Does have the combo, I believe, but it's like turn 10 at the very least. Okay, so that makes sense. This way you don't have to Hellfire and take more damage. Okay, so 5, 6, 7, 8. That's lethal. Because you're going to remake the dagger. Alright, so Xixo takes game 5. And that should be the last game? I don't know. I don't know what they're playing. Like, I don't know if there's a Hearthstone tournament format that there's more than 4 wins. Maybe they're playing something. Okay, so yeah, I think that's it. Unless you're doing like a full-on like best of 11, like all 9 classes or something. Alright, I'm not going to type in chat for the spoilerinas. I don't want to whisper Reynad right now. Probably a little bit too salty. Alright, well I guess that's this series. Yeah, I guess I have to wait for the delay to finish or catch up. Can't really stop my stream here. Uh,